Hello everyone, it's me Ahmed Radwan, and today we are going to continue our series PHP from scratch, and we're also going to continue with databases and MySQL or MySQL, and this is going to be part 3. So let's get started. Last time I have shown you how to create a database, and we give it a name users, and how to create a table in that database. And as I said, database is just a container that has many or one or many tables. And I also have shown you how to insert some rows in that table. We want to do the same using PHP. So let's go to NetBeans. First thing I have to do here is to connect to the database. I have to establish a connection. In order to do that, I will create a variable here called con, and this is going to be equals to MySQL underscore connect. And as you see here, NetBeans is trying to help me, giving me some information here about what's these values or parameters. In most cases, we are going to use the third one, which needs the server and the username and the password. So I'm going to use this one. The server here, in most cases, 99% of the cases you will have is going to be your local host, because your database in the same server as the PHP, so it's going to be localhost. And the username, in my case, it's root. Yours may differ from that, but if you have the same setup as me, it's going to be root. The password, I haven't chosen any password for my database, so I will just leave it blank like that. And all what I have done now is just connecting to database, nothing else. Just imagine like you have a phone and just you pick up the phone handle, and that's it. Always when you establish a connection with the database, you will need to close this connection at the end of your script after you get the information you want. So I will go down a little bit like that, and I will use MySQL command underscore and close. I will use here the close with the identifier, which is going to be this one. This is just the handle or the identifier, and that's it. All what I have done now, is connect to database and here close the database. So between these two lines, there will be the procedures I want, or the calls to the database I want. So now I want to run this script, see if it's okay. Yes, it's okay, no problem. Now I want to make sure that the connection is already established. Because sometimes you want to connect to the server, and for some reason the server is not responding or not available or something wrong. So I want to get a message or do something if the server is not available. So in order to do that, I will use the if statement, if not, and I said this exclamation mark is not, and $ con means what? If you cannot connect, if no connection, or if connection, this one equals false, means you cannot connect. Then if not con, then I will say echo. Instead of using echo, I can say echo the connection is not available or something like that, but usually I will use something else. In most cases you don't want to continue the script. So you can better use die like that. Die will kill the script because no connection, nothing to do. So I will use this function and I will say sorry, cannot connect, and I place here the semicolon. So if the connection is not available for any reason, it will exit the script and will show this message. Let's try it. Because there is a connection already, I did not get this message, so everything until now is fine. After that, I have to select the database that I want to use. If you go here, PHP my admin, the database name is users, so I want to select this database. So in order to do that, I will use a PHP function called MYSQL underscore select database, this one, and the database name. Here there is another option. If you want to use the identifier, it's optional here, because sometimes you have many connections opened, but this is not the normal case, this is not the norm. In most cases you will have only one connection and you deal with this connection, then you close it. But in case if you are working for a very big company, Google or MSN, maybe you need to connect to many databases at the same time. So in this case you have to tell PHP which connection you mean. But in my case I want only to do one connection, so I will use the first one, and here I will use the name of the database, which is going to be users. Please also here notice it doesn't matter if I'm going to use single quote or double quote. Double quotes okay, single quotes also fine. Now I'm now asking PHP to select this database. But now how do I know if this database is already available or not? Maybe there is no database called users. How to do that? In order to do that, I place this statement in if statement like that, if, and I say if, and this is going to be the condition. I don't need this one now, and I said if not means what? If this database is not available, if you cannot do this, if you cannot select this database, so I will say here echo this database is not exist, for example, exist, and I end with the semicolon. Means if I cannot find this database, show me this message. And if you want to do something else like exit or die or something, it's up to you. For me now, let's run it. The database exists, so I'm not getting error. In order to show you if what will happen if the database is not exist, I will remove the S from users to be user and save and run, and as you see the database is not exist, so everything is working fine. Let's get it back. Now I have connected to the SQL server, and now I selected the database. So anything else here, all the statements will go in this place here, from here to here. If you want to insert a table, if you want to insert a row in the table, or if you want to do any SQL commands or SQL statements, is going to be here. So you can consider like this like default or like heading, something like that. Now I want to drop this table and create it using PHP. I don't want to use PHP my admin. I don't want to use this tool. I want to use PHP itself. So I will drop this table here. And if you don't remember, this is the command that has been used to create the database. Sorry, the table. So I will just copy this one like that. It's the statement says what? This is SQL statement, not PHP. Create table and user, the name of the table, and it's going to be users.info because sorry, the name of the database is users, the name of the table is info, so users.info. However, in order to do that, I have to introduce you to another SQL or sorry PHP statement, PHP function. It's called it's called SQL MySQL underscore query, MySQL query, and this is you are going to place the query you want inside here. In order to do that, because usually MySQL statements are long, I don't want to place everything into round brackets like that, so I will create a variable. I can call it query like this, or I want to call it SQL, anything I want. Okay, so and I paste the statements that has been used to create the table. So now I want to create a table, so I will use double quotes or like this and paste the code I got from here, and I end with semicolon, and that's it. And after that I run my SQL query of what? Of query or of SQL. It's going to be SQL because this variable is SQL. Once I run this MySQL query, it will create the table for me. Okay, let's try it. But before I try it, I want to make sure, yes, there is no table. I have just deleted. I will go here. By the way, NetBeans has a bug here in the browser. I told you before about it, so I'm going to use Firefox, localhost and index. This is the one I'm working at. It's telling me the database is not exist. No. Let's try it again. Oh, I haven't saved, sorry. I have to save, then run it. Yeah, no error, nothing bad here. So let's go to PHPMyAdmin, check for the table, and as you see, the table info has been created. Sometimes I think it's a bug in PHPMyAdmin. It doesn't show it directly. I have to go do from the start here, from the scratch, and here I found it here. So now I have created the table, but I'm not getting any message. What if there is an error? If this, or what if there's something wrong in the statement itself? So the best way to do is to place this query or this statement in if statement. I will do it like that. If you could exercise or execute the statement, then echo table created, like that. And else, if you cannot do this query, echo sorry, there is an error. And I will introduce you to another PHP function which is going to show me the exact error. It's called, I'm using the dot here to connect two variables. The function is called MySQL underscore error, this one, and save it and let's run it. Refresh. Oh, I'm getting error. The error is telling me the table info already exists. So how to create something that already exists? This is very useful. So now if I drop the table again, then I go to the script I just created and I refresh. Table created. This is fine. Refresh again. Sorry, this is there is an error. Why? Because the table is already there. I hope that was useful. and thank you very much for watching my video. Talk to you soon. Have a nice day.